Hello friends, myself Dr. Ankit J. Shah, Assistant Professor at Sri P.M. Patel Institute of Biosciences, Anand, affiliated to Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, managed by Anand People's Medicare Society, Anand. Today I am taking this online session for TYBSc students of semester 5 in the main branch of chemistry, and in this session I will discuss in the subject of physical chemistry with subject code US05 CCHE23, and in this session I will discuss some important questions of unit number 2, that is chemical kinetics, and keywords of the session are reaction mechanism and equilibrium approximation. Now students, I would like to request you that if you have not subscribed this YouTube channel until now, subscribe it. If you like my videos, share to your friends, press the like button. Now students, if you have watched my all the videos, I have completed all the topics of this unit. So from now on I'll give you solution of some important questions of this unit. And today I am giving you a solution of an important 5-mark question, that is, what is reaction mechanism, and also discuss equilibrium approximation and steady state approximation. So students, this is a important 5-mark question. So I will give you and also explain you how to write the question and also explain about the theory. So let's start. Our first question, that is mechanism of complex reactions. Now we know that most of the elementary reactions are classified as unimolecular and bimolecular. Most of the elementary reactions are classified as unimolecular and bimolecular. Now students, we know that what is unimolecular? If a single molecule is required to start the chemical reaction, it is known as unimolecular. If 2 molecules are required to start the chemical reaction, it is known as bimolecular. So this classification is generally possible for gaseous reactions only. Complex reactions proceed in a number of steps, and each step having its own molecularity. So students, what is molecularity? Number of molecules required to start the chemical reaction, that is known as molecularity. Now classification of this reaction is possible for gaseous reaction, but for complex reaction this involves number of steps, so that we have to discuss. Now after the reaction has been found to be complex, we naturally want to know what is its mechanism, because students, you also study organic chemistry. You know that for chemical reaction the reaction mechanism is the most important part, so you want to know that. And to find answer to this question, the kinetist obtains kinetic data on it and then suggest mechanism for the rate law, which is consistent with the kinetic data. Means any scientist will be having some kinetic data, and he will suggest you a mechanism for the rate law, so that whatever rate law you are applying, either it is differential rate law or integrated rate law, they are consistent with the kinetic data. Now, in dealing with the progress and mechanism of a chemical reaction, we speak of such concepts as the reaction coordinate and the activated complex. એટલે કે મિત્રો, આપણે આ જે કોઈ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ રિએક્શન કરીએ છીએ એમાં બે વસ્તુનો આપણે ઉપયોગ કરીએ છીએ, એક રિએક્શન કોઓર્ડિનેટ અને એક્ટિવેટેડ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ. Now, it is important to remark here that reaction coordinate, though it cannot be defined, it is a function of all the coordinates in the space of all species taking part in the chemical reaction. Means this reaction coordinate is a species having all the components of a chemical reaction. It is a measure of progress of a given reaction along the path of minimum potential energy at an instant. So at this point, the reactants have maximum energy of mutual repulsion. Obviously, the reactants having maximum energy, so that they can convert into products. And the two approximations are generally used for elucidating the mechanism of complex reaction. First is equilibrium approximation, and second one is steady state approximation. Now we'll discuss this one by one. So first is equilibrium approximation. Now consider a reaction in which reactant gives rise to product through the formation of series of consecutive intermediate, and it is as follows. Simples. Students, now we are taking a simple route to understand that, say, reactants are converted into products, but reactants are not directly converted into products. First, reactants are converting into some unknown intermediates, like say I1, I2, I3 and up to IN, and the last IN intermediate will then convert into products like this. Say R is your first reactant molecule, it will get converted into I1, that is first intermediate, then it will get converted into I2, then it will get converted into I3, so on, and then last intermediate will be converted into our products. And it is important to mention that all are having rate constants, that is like K0, K1, K2 up to Kn. And the whole reaction sequence described in the terms of single reaction coordinate of the individual steps. And here the intermediates are supposed to be stable, occupying points on the energy valley. So you know that whenever this type of reactions are going on, what you are doing? Suppose a reaction is going on, it will take 5 steps. Suppose a chemical reaction involves 5 different steps. Then how can you find the rate of a chemical reaction? How one should find the rate of a chemical reaction? So first of all, what you have to do? So first of all, you have to write all possible steps. You have to write all possible steps of reaction mechanism. Then out of these 5 steps, you have to find the slowest step. You have to find the slowest step of the reaction, because this slowest step is our rate determining step. This slowest step is our rate determining step, and our entire rate of the reaction depends on this rate determining step. એટલે કે મિત્રો આપણે જે ઉદાહરણ આપ્યું કે કોઈ પ્રક્રિયક I1, I2, I3 અપ ટુ IN ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટમાં રૂપાંતર પામે છે અને પછી આ લાસ્ટ ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટ પ્રોડક્ટમાં કન્વર્ટ થાય છે. આવા સમયે જો કોઈ એવી પ્રક્રિયા હોય જે 1, 2 કે તેથી વધુ પ્રક્રિયા તબક્કાઓમાં થતી હોય, અને જો એવા સમયે આપણે પ્રક્રિયાનો વેગ શોધવો હોય તો કેવી રીતે શોધી શકીએ? તો સૌપ્રથમ કોઈપણ પ્રક્રિયા માટે, કોઈપણ રિએક્શન માટે આપણે શક્ય હોય તેટલા બધા જ સ્ટેપ લખી લેવા જોઈએ, અને તે બધા જ સ્ટેપમાંથી સૌથી ધીમો તબક્કો શોધવો જોઈએ, કારણ કે જે સૌથી ધીમો તબક્કો છે તે જ આપણો વેગ નિર્ણાયક તબક્કો છે. બિકોઝ સ્લોએસ્ટ સ્ટેપ ઇઝ અવર રેટ ડિટર્મિનિંગ સ્ટેપ, અને સૌથી ધીમો તબક્કો આપણને સંપૂર્ણ પ્રક્રિયાનો વેગ નક્કી કરે છે. સો દેટ ઇઝ અવર ઇક્વિલિબ્રિયમ એપ્રોક્સિમેશન. That is our equilibrium approximation. Now second topic, that is steady state approximation. Steady state approximation. Now, in case whether reactions are investigated under such conditions that slowest step or the rate determining step does not exist, one assumes the steady state approximation. Of course, it is a short-lived intermediate, and in such a mechanism as shown below, that is reactants converted into some different intermediates, and then it will convert into products. Here the rate of formation of intermediate is equal to the rate of formation of decomposition. Means the rate of all intermediates are equals to 0. So students, in a simple language we can understand is, the first question is where we can use this steady state approximation. SSA, steady state approximation. Where will we use this steady state approximation? So the first wise thing about this is, whenever equilibrium approximation is not possible, and when equilibrium approximation is not possible, whenever it is impossible for us to find the slowest step of the reaction or the rate determining step of the reaction, at that time you have to apply this steady state approximation. And this steady state approximation, we know that rate of initiation, that is always be equals to rate of termination in the steady state approximation that we have already studied. And the rate of formation of intermediate is equal to the rate of formation of decomposition. Means we can say that as soon as new intermediate is formed, the last intermediate destroys itself. As soon as new intermediate will form, the last intermediate destroy itself. So rate of intermediate, rate of formation of intermediate, and rate of decomposition of intermediate always are equal. So we can write di1 by dt is equal to di2 by dt is equal to di3 by dt. That always equals to 0. They are always equals to 0. So that is steady state approximation. So that is our first topic, that is mechanism of complex reaction. So students, now you'll understand what is mechanism of complex reaction. I will tell you this in a brief. One more time. What is mechanism of complex reaction? You know that to write mechanism for organic reactions are easy, but to write mechanism of complex reaction, it is difficult, because sometimes they involve many more steps than we think. Sometimes the reactions are unimolecular, sometimes bimolecular, so that is very difficult for us to write the mechanism of that reaction. And for that, two different processes are involved, two different approximations are involved. First is equilibrium approximation, and second one is steady state approximation. In equilibrium approximation, simply what we are doing, we are taking a reactant, then convert them into different intermediates, and last intermediate will convert into products. And out of all the steps, just we are finding the slowest step, because the slowest step is the rate determining step. That step will give us the rate of entire reaction. But whenever reactions are like, if slowest step is not possible to find, then we have to use the steady state approximation, where rate of formation of intermediate is equal to the rate of formation of decomposition. So students, this is the solution of the question reaction mechanism, and also I have discussed equilibrium approximation and steady state approximation. And students, whatever I have explained you during that graph, that also you have to understand and write in the question, because that is the part of our answer. So students, that's it for this video. Do watch my next video, because in the following videos I am again giving you solution of some important question of these units, and they are all long question, short question, and multiple choice question. I will give you the solution of all the questions. So do watch my all the videos. Thank you.